Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lynn of JessicaLynnOriginal Studios, and I've been going through some of my older videos that I wanted to share with you for quite a while. This one was from a vacation during the pandemic, so it was in 2020, so right in the height of it. We headed out to Disney World, and we went into Epcot and into the Mexico Pavilion, and at that point, they still had a queue line just to get into the second queue line to get into the full pavilion. So this was us waiting outside, and again, here's the outside of the pavilion. You can see the line, and it was very odd. You know, after going to Disney for years and years and, you know, being able to enjoy the parks freely, it was very odd to have a queue line just to get into, once we get in there, another queue. And inside this next area, now I didn't mind the second queue because it was really cool once you got in. We are huge fans of COCO. It's one of my favorite. I cry every time at the end. It's very much like Meet the Robinsons, right? I cry at the end of that movie. If you haven't seen Meet the Robinsons, seriously, go and watch it. It's phenomenal. So once you get inside of the second layer, now again, this was back in 2020. So I'm sharing this with you just because it's so strange now, because it's much more open now in 2022 than it was back in 2020. In here, obviously, they are sharing all about, you know, the Day of the Dead, and they talk about the history. And what was really cool was inside of the second area, and it's still there, so that you can definitely go and take a look at. What I love about Epcot is that you actually have an opportunity to learn, very much like a museum. So you can see at this point, we were in a line for a second queue. And it was kind of sad because we wanted to look at some of the items that were inside a little bit more. But because the way the queue was, we couldn't really look all that much because the people wanted you to keep moving. But again, look, there's tons of little hand-painted figurines. And you can see, look at all these beautiful items. I mean, I think that's one of the things that I love about Disney is that they surprise us all the time with tiny little moments of learning. You know, and I really hope that Disney doesn't go away from that, because I really think that that is something that has made them special. You know, when I go to like Six Flags, not that I don't love Six Flags, it's a blast, but I don't learn anything. You know, I don't bring any ideas back. I don't feel inspired or creative. I feel like I had a good time, but it's a very different kind of experience. Over here on the left, this is one of my favorite displays. You can see it's Miguel, and he's standing there with the guitar that he just stole from Ernesto de la Cruz. And look at how beautiful. And he's standing there with Dante. So beautiful. And it changes too. Like, I think that's the part that I think is the coolest. There's another one on the other side over here. I believe that's what we're going to show, where it's actually the cemetery. And I don't know about you, but the moment in the cemetery when, like, the grandparents are watching the child grow up, oh, gets me every time. Just so beautiful and so sweet. There are quite a few other little displays, but now our turn was to go in, and you can see at this point they still had the pavilion divided out. So you could only go in through the right side and back out through the left. Now in 2021, when we were there last year, that's already been removed, but it was just such an interesting experience to have it so different. They were limiting the number of people in there. Mexico has always been one of my favorite pavilions. It's so beautiful. I wish it was actually a bigger space with more shopping. Like, I think that would be really fun, you know, to expand that. The restaurant, I did eat there on my honeymoon. It's so fun. And when we went, I remember we were a little late to our reservation, and when we got there, they had actually held this honeymoon table right by the water, and that was one of my favorite memories. I mean, it was so cool. And I do love that they've got a lot of COCO inside of this pavilion. I know a lot of people love the Three Caballeros, but gosh, I wish there was a way that we could maybe meld them together. You know, like, a lot of people were like, well, it should be all COCO or it should be all Three Caballeros. Why can't we find a happy medium, right? Like, maybe Donald and the Three Caballeros sort of mix and match with COCO, you know? Now we decided it was time to go on the Three Caballeros ride, so we went to get in line. Now again, this is how the line was back in 2020. So they had us weaving throughout the pavilion. I love those, they're so beautiful. I just don't have a place to put them all, but they're so beautiful and they inspire me, especially as an artist. I love being able to draw and create, and every time I see those, I just feel like I want to come home and paint a painting of all. Maybe that's what I'll do. Might have to do that. So you can see back in 2020, we had to get in line. We were all wearing masks at that point. The kids were so excited. And this was the craziest part. Now I know that it's all gone now, but it's so weird to see. And again, that's why I pulled out some of these old videos, just so we had something to kind of look back on. So look at, we're going through the queue, and when you get up to almost the ride, it's so funny because even a year later when we went there in 2021, the plexiglass was all gone. But that first time you go through this queue where the plexiglass was, oh, so beautiful. Gonna have to take the kids there someday soon. We're gonna have to eat there again. I just wish they had more options for pickier eaters who don't like so much traditional Mexican food. Anyway, the first time I went through this, it felt like a weird moment. So let's go ahead and enjoy the ride.
You have children with you. Please watch.
Why?
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos en los brazos, pies y piernas dentro del lugar. Y cuídese. Gracias.
I think we should eat in here one time.
How?
We just gotta book a restaurant.
I want to go right next to the lodge.
Daddy and I did on our honeymoon.
I want to be like right there.
Right? Well, look at the volcano, guys.
The smoke is moving.
Excuse me, we are looking for a dog. Never mind.
Gather your belongings and exit through the right. Have a nice day.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed the ride on the Three Caballeros, a look back at 2020 and the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jessica Lynn. I'm the owner and artist and creative mind behind Jessica Lynn Original. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, everybody.